Welcome to the next episode of Waterpark Rangers Let's Play Wind Waker. Last episode, we learned that Makar is actually the Sage of Wind, so he came along with us to the Wind Temple. As the final step of restoring the Master Sword to its former power. That actually really doesn't make it any stronger, just makes it look different. And apparently, it looking different is the key to defeating Ganon. So, this is the longest dungeon, actually. I remember once earlier I said it might have been, the Earth Temple, but I've retracted that statement. Once again, we're going to be using the command melody to take control of Makar, just like we did with Medley. He's very slow because of his size. I mean, for his size, I guess he runs normal speed, maybe a little bit slower. It makes him kind of inefficient, though, so you gotta be careful and avoid enemies, like Wizrobes, that put fire and try and hurt him. Because if you get hurt when you're controlling someone, it breaks the connection, and you need to connect to them again with a command melody. So his special ability is to walk into those little soft soil spots and use his shiny A. His shiny A, and press the A button when it shines to cause the trees to grow, and that makes stuff happen. In that case, it made a treasure chest appear. He can also, even though he's small, weigh down switches. And I guess now our real main man Jack can come in and finish off everyone here. Ooh, 100 rupees. Oh, that makes us perfectly have 2,000 rupees! Awesome. Okay, Wizrobe. We have 2,000 rupees. We are more awesome than ever. Prepare for our 2,000 rupee shot! In combination with this, spectacular! We have 2,000 rupees exactly. That is so cool! Everyone loves the number 2000. That's why the best Pokemon movie was called Pokemon 2000. Obviously not because it happened in the year 2000. That would make too much sense. So we got a Stalfos already appearing at the start of this dungeon, showing that they're upping the ante regarding how difficult fighting enemies will be here. There are more difficult enemies here than the other dungeons. Except they don't have Redeads here. That's a plus. I don't like Redeads. However, a lot more things to fight. The difference with this temple is that, like most other dungeons in Zelda, this being one of the last dungeons, it actually really has hardly any new enemies whatsoever. There's only 2 new things here that we haven't fought before. The mini-boss, which is a real legit mini-boss here. It's not just an enemy that appears frequently later like the others are. The mini-boss here only appears here. Some people argue that that makes it the only legit mini-boss in the game. No, it's not. The other ones have the music, so they're mini-bosses too. So you saw what we had to do there. The iron boots, hold down those, and then they become springs that launch us in the air. And because Makar held down that switch, it caused the cyclones to turn off, letting us through up here. And of course, we opened up the warp jar. So that finishes up business here. And the number is 2007. 2007. Can't think of anything that happened that year that I care about. Maybe Halo 3 came out that year, actually. Maybe that was the same year as GTA 4. I mean, I didn't care about them that much at the time, though I ended up playing both of them later. But out of the way. Not owning them, because, as I might have mentioned before, I don't own a 360. Only consoles I have are PS2, GameCube, and Wii. Yeah, pathetic. I know. That's okay, though. I don't know. I don't feel like... When you think of hardcore gamers, you tend to think of people who would try and play whatever's out, you know? Always stay up with the really good new games that come out. But I'm just not that faithful of a hardcore gamer. I only play, like, stuff that I feel like playing, I'll put it that way. If there's a game that really catches my eye and I'm like, oh, that looks awesome, I want to play it, then sure, I'll play it, if I have the consoles for it. Like, normally, if I had a 360, I would buy Portal 2, for sure. It's just, there aren't that many games that I would consider getting for it. Most of them are just really... They're RPGs that are more gritty, to be perfectly honest. I enjoy stuff that's a little bit more charismatic, for the most part. Anyway, from here I'm going to be using Makar once again to fly up with his little leaf propeller and plant some seeds. Also, if you're using the Tingle Tuner, you can get a Tingle statue here, which is located down there. If you fall down there and use a Tingle Bomb down there, you'll get the Tingle statue. Simple as that. Tingle statues are always revealed by using a Tingle Bomb. Makes a treasure chest appear that won't show up in your compass. That's actually pretty cool now that I think about it. There's some interesting stuff in the Tingle Tuner. Plus, they show you the official names of all the enemies. Anyway, up here, we got the last tree to plant, so it should open the gates for us like those other trees did in that other hallway, though I didn't mention at the time. I was too busy talking about my gaming biases. Oh yeah, this part. Four Masters come up and kidnap Makar. No matter what, you can't save him at this point. It's mandatory that he gets kidnapped here. That's just the luck of the draw. Huh, oh well. Even if you spawn them by planting the trees in reverse order, you still can't save him from the Four Masters. They put him in prison. So Makar's in prison now, and there's only one way to get him out. And we can't do it quite yet. The stone that blocks the entrance seems extremely heavy. The only way you could move it, Jack, is if you were to become as heavy as the Great Deku Tree himself. If only the Great Deku Tree were here right now. If he was here right now... Actually, I have nothing to say to that. That's just a really stupid thing to say. It's like he could walk? The Great Deku Tree can't move. If he could be here right now, he wouldn't have been owned by a couple of red and green choo-choos. Honestly, for like being mighty and powerful deities, all the big deities of Valoo, the Great Deku Tree, they're owned by really easy enemies. Like Goma was a piece of cake. And if Valoo didn't like his tail being pulled, why did he have to sit there? Couldn't he like not be fat and just like fly somewhere else? Seriously. Yeah. Anyway, people are usually confused as to what you've got to do here. First you got to go through here and get through this hallway. That's your first priority. One thing about this dungeon that's especially infamous is that Four Masters are dispersed throughout it in pretty obnoxious parts. Anytime you get caught by one, they'll put you at the start of the room where Makar is in prison currently. They'll put you in front of that door. Not inside the prison, otherwise it would help you get saved. I mean, help you save Makar. That sounded religious. Help you get saved, son! Anyway, keep the stun with the boomerang, ice arrows, skull hammer. Otherwise, these things will be a huge pain. Now, as you saw earlier, this propeller thing will lift the gate. You want to stand clear of the gate when it's turning, because you never know, depending on where it's turning... That was close. But back to what I was talking about, depending on where it's turning, you can be crushed by the gate and have to start the room over, thus respawning the Four Masters, so don't let that happen. Oh, we need to use Iron Boots there. A lot of items to use in this dungeon, especially with the Four Masters making me take out other items to use. You actually do use all of your items here, but you never use the grappling... The temples don't have you use your grappling hook, even once, is what I just realized. You don't use it in the Earth Temple, and you don't need it in the Wind Temple. That's so sad. You use them in all the other dungeons. And up here in this little alcove, we've got a hidden joy pendant. They don't matter anymore, but I figured as long as they're there, we might as well grab them. There are some other joy pendants just hidden... There are many joy pendants in this dungeon that you can find. Not all of them are in chests, some of them are hidden in other statues and stuff. I know I've passed a few of them over, that's because they're not really worth it. I feel more tempted if I see a treasure chest. When I see a treasure chest, I'm like, it appears on the compass, must get whatever's inside. Alright, getting through this hallway takes a little longer. You gotta make use of the windy things here. Fly up on the updraft. If you drop down, you have to walk all the way back and climb up the vines and do this all over again, so don't. It's great to have the double magic meter for this dungeon because of how much you're using your Deku Leaf. It's a very commonly used item here. Oh yeah, Wizrobes also appear very frequently in this dungeon, though they've been appearing ever since Tower of the Gods, so they're not new news to me. Actually, old news isn't news, is it? It's olds. I just thought of that. That's not even a joke. Like, it can't be news if it's something old. And it can't be old news. That's a paradox, an oxymoron. Anyway, we got the dungeon map. That'll be pretty helpful. This is kind of a tall dungeon, if I remember correctly. Only 3 floors? I could have sworn it was taller or deeper than that. It has, like, one of the single longest rooms in the game, if not the longest. Oh, epic dodge. That wasn't exactly an epic dodge because we kind of dodged it before the updraft hit us. Whoa! we would have gotten shot there if it wasn't for me being so smart with my Deku Leaf and knowing my own limits. Because I remember Sturgeon's rules that he told us from the beginning of the game. I read those, but I didn't show it to you guys because I know you'd be annoyed. I only showed you the final rule. Haha, Wizard, we didn't have to fight you. Even though your fireballs can go through gates, which is probably a bad idea to leave you alive. Too bad. Oh, wait. We're already to over 10 minutes. I guess I'm going to end it off just about here, even though we're not through the room yet. So we'll continue through this room next episode, I guess.